Hello there, welcome to the Gmail to iManage demo. Thank you so much for joining us today. Before we jump into the demo, I just wanted to give you a little bit of context. Most of you already know that the current iManage Gmail extension is reaching its end of life in June 2026, and what that means is that it's not going to be updated or supported after that point. So what I'm going to show you today is MacroAgility's Gmail to iManage integration. What it is, it's API certified. That means that iManage knows about it and they approve of it. It works both with iManage Cloud and on-prem, and it gives you everything that you are already used to, and with more ongoing support and enhancements behind the scenes delivered right to you. And as I said, support as well, immediate support. So I'm going to walk you through the full experience. We're going to start off with installing the actual extension. Then we're going to be talking about composing files. So when you're sending and filing emails, if you have any incoming emails, how do you file that? And working with attachments. Our final touch is going to be on the labels and how labels help with the automatic filing. So everything is going to happen right inside Gmail. You don't have to switch to another system. Everything is here wherever you're working. So let's go ahead and get started. Our first part is going to be installing the extension. So all you have to do to install the extension is go to the Chrome Web Store. Once you're in the Chrome Web Store, I'm going to search for iManage Work for Gmail, and it's going to pull up two extensions. If you already previously have Work for Gmail from iManage, all you would have to do is uninstall this version and then install the new extension from MacroAgility. And if you don't have this one already, and this is the first time you are using Gmail, you're going to install this one onto your system, and then you go in here and you configure your extension. And of course, if anyone needs it, we do have documentation that will walk you through the setup step by step. So once you have configured and installed your extension, let's go back into Gmail, and in your Gmail, we're going to start off with the composition of an email. So a simple send and file, and how does that work? When you press the compose button, let's put in an email address, and let's put in iManage extension details. So you're going to have three options. You can hit just the regular send, and it's going to send your email. You can do schedule send if you want to schedule send for later, or you can do the send and file. Now, before we send and file that email, if I click on this iManage icon, this MacroAgility M icon, if I click on it, a dialog box appears that is linked to iManage. So what I can do is I can attach a document or a link, which is going to eventually open up directly to iManage or open up the document so I can send it easily to a client. I am going to select two files from here, and I can insert the document as is. And if I'm sending it to a client, I want to insert the document as an attachment, or I can insert it as a link if it's being sent to somebody internally within the firm. Or I can do insert document and link if it's being sent to someone outside the firm who's a client, can look at the document, and internal person can look at the link. Let's click on insert document and link. So the links have been attached up here and the documents are attached over here. Once I have my attachments, I'm going to be selecting the filing location by hitting send and file. When you simply hit send and file, it's going to open up the iManage dialog box, and I will select my matter. Going into the recent matter, I'm going to select the Blockbuster matter over here, and I'm going to put this in the email folder. When I select the email folder, I have an option of marking this as private as needed, or simply just click send and file. When I hit send and file, down on your left hand side, it's going to show you where this conversation has been filed. And I'm just going to X out of here. If I click on this, it's going to take me to the location inside of imanage where that email has been filed. This file gets saved as an EML file, and that way I'm able to view the properties on this. So it's going to show me the subject, it's going to show me the sender to, all of that information for that email, including the client matter. And if there's any attachments, the attachments as usual are going to show up in the attachments tab. I'm going to head back into the inbox for Gmail. So that was the good old compose, send, and file. The next thing we're going to be looking at are incoming emails. We're going to take a look at how incoming emails work and when it comes to filing them in imanage. So before we get into an email, I'm just going to show you, while you can see your inbox, I can simply select one email or multiple emails, and I get this orange icon at the top here, which says file. When I click on file, I can select an email location, and same thing as before, I will hit select, and it's going to file both these emails for me. So I can individually file an email, or I can select multiple emails and it's going to file it for me. If I want to see where it's been filed, I'm going to click this location and it's going to take me to the location of where this email has been filed. If I go back into here, I'm going to have to refresh my page. It said refresh at the bottom over here. Once you refresh it, then it will show these tags on here, which will say this has been filed to imanage. So from your inbox, you can select the orange button to do a file. Now we're going to go inside an email. So this YouTube email, I'm going to click this email, and once you're inside this email, you have the same orange icon at the top, the file icon. When you click it, same thing as before, you're going to select your filing location and hit select. Once you do that, it's going to say refresh to see the results. You can hit refresh from here. And it's going to file your email into imanage. So here's a tag that confirms that the email has been filed. Going back into the inbox, there are some emails that have conversations as well. So this is an email that has a reply going back and forth. Here's one with 4. I'm going to select this document with 4 replies. I'm going to click that. It's going to remove the file. So if it's a conversation with 4 different conversations within one email, I have an option of clicking file and it's going to file the entire conversation at once, or I can individually select which email I want to file and click on file this message. So if it's only this email, when I click file this message, it's going to file this particular email only. If I wanted to file this one, same thing. This orange icon is a new addition that we have added on to this extension. So this is going to make your filing really easy when it comes to conversations. If you file this entire conversation all together, it will still put these conversations individually into imanage, and you'd be able to scroll through them independently. When you are responding to an email, so if you hit reply to this email, you get the same options with send, schedule send, and send and file attachments as you did for compose. Same exact is true for forwarding emails as well. Going back into the email inbox, we are going to talk about filing attachments. Attachments are very straightforward. So if I go inside this particular file that has attachments, the links, as you know, will take you directly into imanage. This is an attachment over here. There is a save to imanage icon that appears on every attachment. If you want, you can individually click on the save to imanage, select, do you want to save it as a new version or do you want to save it as a new document? And if you click on new version, it's going to prompt you as usual, select which file do you want to save this as a new version to. You hit select, and then as usual, you're going to put in your information saying version 2 and hit save. And it's going to show you that it's been saved to your documents. Clicking on the link, it's going to take you to the location where you have saved your file. So here we put in version 2. It's now saved it as a new version on top of the old one. Another confirmation here will show you version 1, and we replaced version 1 with version 2. So individually, you can now also save this as a new document. Same thing as before, it's going to ask you your filing location or saving location. You could save your attachment to imanage. If you have a lot of email attachments, you can go towards your right hand side with this blue icon here. When you click Save All to imanage, you can select all of the files and you can save them as new versions if they already exist on your system, or you can save them as new documents. And if you save them as new versions, it's going to go through each one of the files and prompt you one by one to ask you which file do you want to save this a new version to. And the same process that we went through once, it's going to take you through it multiple times until all your files are covered. And if you want to save as new document, you can select one or multiple files and you can save them to a specific location. So that was your attachments. Going back into the inbox, the next thing we're going to look at is auto-filing using labels. So one of the most useful features of Gmail is, Gmail labels or auto-filing. So inside Gmail, I can create or select a label, and inside the label, we're going to be linking the emails to be able to file automatically. How does that work? On this side here for the labels, if I press the plus sign, I can enter a new label name. Project SDK, and I'm going to hit create. It's gone ahead and created a new label right over here. In order to link this inbox folder, I need to first take an email and I need to drag it and drop it within this folder. So I'm going to drag this email and I'm going to drop it inside this folder. Then I'm going to click the name of this folder, go inside the folder, select the email, and same as before, I get the file option at the top. I want to actually link this file, so anytime that I put an email inside this particular label, it gets automatically filed into imanage. So let's click on the link button here. If I click on this chain link, it's going to open up and ask me to select a location. So I'm going to select this particular email folder. And once I have selected that link button, it's going to now say, okay, it's selected, and anytime that you put any emails inside this folder, it's going to file into imanage. When you click on this link button again, you are able to unlink it from imanage. So if you change your mind, you can always unlink it, or you can also trace where is this linked. When I click on where linked, it's going to show me the matter name and the folder name that it's currently linked to. If I wish to edit this link, I can click on this edit linked folder, and this will allow me to edit and reconnect it to a different folder as needed. So this will go ahead, and what it does is it's going to file within the background, so we don't see the process, but anytime that an email is put in here, it's going to file that email into imanage. You can select the three dots here. You can give your label a color so that it's easier to find, and now you can drag and drop your relevant emails into that folder. And that was a walkthrough of the MacroAgility's Gmail to imanage integration. It lets you, send and file emails, file received emails, handle the attachments and versions. You can also file individual emails, you can file email threads, and also you can automate your filing using your email labels. So to remind you again, the iManage extension is going to be reaching the end of life in June 2026, and installing the MacroAgility one is going to give you a great replacement which is supported moving forward. And if you need any help with rolling this out, or you want any additional training, our team at MacroAgility is happy to help and support you. Thank you.